Start with you, Aaron. Let's run the play. I'll run it a couple of times, and then tell us what you have, what you see from all the positions of legal guarding, primary, everything that we've talked about thus far. Okay? Let's. You have Mason, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play it through twice real time, and then I'll slow it down, and then you can start talking. Here we go. One more time. Okay. Aaron, all you.
All right. So first thing we determine is if the drive starts inside or outside the LDB. It clearly starts outside. If she gets the ball outside the 3-point line, then drives in right down the lane. So the lead is going to have this call. The George Mason player, I think it's number 14, White, determine if she's got legal guarding position. She does. She's got 2 feet on the floor facing the opponent and takes contact outside of the RA. So I have an offensive foul.
All right, so what do other people see? Agree, disagree, want to add? Anybody?
Everything in that play was good. That's probably the best one we've seen without second guessing ourselves. She just set up and was waiting for her to come.
The one question I thought was I wasn't sure if the lead necessarily needed to rotate or not.
At what point? At the very beginning of the play?
Right there, because the ball goes back over to the other side.
Okay, let's watch it. Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Keep going, sorry. I'm driving, so I apologize.
That's okay. Okay, so let's talk about coverage from the lead and how his movement was at the beginning of the play. So when it starts out, Kevin, who's going to be our lead, is technically in his quicksand. However, he's moving, so it's okay. So where the ball is right now, this girl right here, he has to rotate. So, right. So then if we're gonna, hey Kevin, how are you?
Hey y'all.
Okay, so the play, can't really see at the beginning of the play when he initiates his rotation over, but number 8 was here when she had originally had the ball. He's rotating over, the ball then pops up here. Could he have waited? Potentially, but then potentially it could have put him in a bind. When this girl decides to drive, then he can be in this quicksand area and not have a open view to the play. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm a bad lead I'm a bad lead official, so.
There's no such thing as a bad lead official.
So
You've never worked with Kevin.
why do you say that you're a bad lead official?
No, I'm just saying that sometimes I rotate when I shouldn't. So.
Yeah, but also though, this is the third quarter, so
Mm-hmm.
when you watch this, like we're watching a little bit of this, but for the entire game, you're going to know more than likely by this time what their offense is, usually where the ball's going, and you have a pretty good feeling who the best players are, who's in foul trouble. Like,
If it's more of a post player versus a three-point play, perimeter shots, absolutely great point, Nicole.
Right. And then too, you can listen to the coaches and see what the coaches are asking for. At this time, this coach is yelling, get the ball down low, because we got one post player with 3 fouls, and we got another post player with 1 foul, and the offensive player is trying to get the defensive post player with 3 fouls, trying to get, that 3rd foul on her. So when I started my rotation, you have to know, my thing is follow the bigs. Follow the bigs. So when the ball goes to the right, can you start it over, Jen?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks. So now when the ball gets over there to that wing, and I see that action getting ready to start, so I'm getting ready for the next play. So it's either going to be a pick and roll, but I want to be in position to make sure that the trail can referee her best with her best angle. So I don't want to take the play over, but you guys go ahead.
I will also say, with that same thing in mind, if you look when the ball at not the end of the play, right? Okay, so he's got post players right now, like he's talking about. Ball goes to the left. See where he's at right now? He wanted to go because he's following those bigs on that other side. Okay, so this is RA. So Kevin obviously had an offensive foul. Does everyone agree with offensive foul?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else from a perspective of positioning, guarding, anything else that anyone wants to add?
I would have loved to seen him call that foul with his left arm and not his right. Watch his footing. You could tell he wanted to step differently. So when you put that right arm up, it just changes his body a little bit. Kind of like when you do, like a 3 and you want to use your outside arm.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like he can really turn his body to punch it because you got to keep his eyes on the player, but maybe if he would have used his left, it might have been so different.
That's a good point. Kevin, are you
That
right-hand
would be
dominant?
Kevin being on his AAA game.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, duly noted. The very next time I call an offensive foul on that side of the basket, it will be with a left hand and a forward step with my left foot first. Is that good?
Yes, that would be what is recommended.
Okay, all right, you got it.
All right, let's go to the Davidson play. Anybody on the call that had Davidson? Going once, going twice. Okay, we're gonna watch it and then I'll discuss it really quick. Here we go. Okay, who wants to take it?
I think I was on this play. I had this play.
Go, Mario.
I can't remember the guy I talked to. We talked about, I think his name was Dave Fisher. I think it was Fisher, something like that.
Dan Fisher?
Yeah. He had, I had block. He had player control. I'm sorry. I had player control. I'm sorry. I had block.
You had a block or a block RA?
block RA. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Play left. Well, the play started from the trail and it was a dribble drive to the basket. The defender was in the legal guarding position, I thought, all the way down until she moved laterally. But from the angle I was looking at on my display, I thought that her foot was still on the arc circle when she was hit. So I had block.
Okay. What does everybody else have? I have a question. Kevin, when was this clip from? Kevin, you here? Anybody know why I asked that question?
Yeah, because there's 2 RAs.
Yeah, right. So if it's last year, which is our line that we're looking at?
The first one, the top, the black one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Are we looking at this one or this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a valid question to ask. All right, let's watch it one more time. Does it start outside the LDB or inside the LDB?
I had outside.
Okay. So then is the RA on or off?
On.
Okay. And can the defender establish legally inside or on the RA?
No.
Okay. Donna, what do you think?
Well, for this year's rules, now that'll be a block. So that second line, that would have been the charge because she was outside.
The larger line or the interior line?
The larger line, it'll be a block because now she's established inside.
Okay. And would it be a block RA or a block?
Block RA.
Okay. What's the difference between a block RA and a block?
Well, because she started outside of the LDB, so the RA is on.
A block and a block RA is
Okay.
legally established, but the only thing she did that was wrong was she was inside the RA.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
If we have a block, remember, that means that she's not legally established in her guarding position.
At all.
At all. She didn't get there. She's not facing, no 2 feet on the floor. She's responsible for that contact because she's in an illegal guarding position. So a block RA means that she's legal guarding position, but she's in the restricted area when the player starts her move outside the LDB, right?
Okay.
So the only reason I bring that up is just make sure that we're using the terminology and we're understanding the difference between a block and a block RA. So when we have to talk to the coach and you say block or block RA, then it communicates correct information to that coach so then he can go and tell the player, you're legal, you just can't be in that spot.
Yep.
Okay?
Thought the call came from the lead, which was good. No double whistle or anything like that either.
Okay?
Yeah, so you saying I got that call wrong?
No, you was right. No, wait.
Mm,
No. No, hold on. Go back. I'm sorry.
We weren't sure what year
Right. I wasn't sure what you had. I wasn't even paying attention to you.
Oh, okay.
so
But I
now,
thought you punched it though.
I did punch it,
But I had block.
and block was the correct call.
All right.
mhm.
It should have been an RA block. So let's break this down a little bit more. Let's figure out why I missed that call, or why we made the incorrect call on that. So if you go slow, and I think I picked up the secondary defender too late.
Where's my square? Where's my square?
Okay.
Okay,
So
I-
go ahead.
I think I picked up the secondary defender too late. As far as refereeing her from the feet up. You know, I catch her torso, but by the time I get to her feet, I've already hit my whistle and punched it, which at that point is too late.
Mhm.
Because when you're picking up the defender, the first thing you have to find is what?
Feet.
You got to find the feet. And I just did not find the feet. And that's why I missed that call. So let's look at a positioning standpoint. Do you think the positioning is all right on that, Mario?
I'll help you out.
Sorry. I thought you were. Yes, I thought you was in good position.
Okay, so
You was
I
pinched.
just did.
You was almost pinched down by the paint. So
Okay, and then as the ball comes to the basket, I take a step out. But I think when I take a step out to get an open look, I take myself away from the defender and her feet and her total body. So if we go slow, Jen.
Do you want me to start over?
No, that's fine. Just go slow from right there. So now she
Never
steps into the
established.
lane.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yep.
she's already down there. But she's there. But as she gets
Yep.
there, I take a step out. And had I stayed exactly where I was, then I would have been able to see her whole foot on top of that arc.
Kevin,
You understand that? Yes.
in your opinion, do you think the C is taking a step down too far and that's why she's not coming in with new information to say, hey, by the way, she removed herself?
I think she's too far away to be. I don't think she's engaged in that play.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I honestly don't. But that's also a lesson. Do you think the center could have had some information on that play?
I mean, she didn't have a lot of matchups, so I was just curious as to why maybe she didn't come in with where her feet were.
Okay, so drive to the basket, dealing with RA. Who can bring in that help? So if
Trails.
the center is, but the center should have the best look at that.
They should.
And, you know, would you agree with that, Donna?
Yes.
Okay. So that's why then this is another lesson with RA plays. The outside officials, you have to stay engaged on that play. Because that's some valuable information. If she would have come to me and said, hey, Kevin, her foot was in the arc, that should be a block. Okay, fine. Then that's what we're going to go with. And that would have been the correct call. Right? So you guys don't be afraid to run in there and tell your partner, you know, what it is. Because our job is, one, to get the call right. Forget about egos. Forget about all of that stuff. I mean, I don't know if she thought I was going to tell her to get the hell away from me or what. But for whatever reason, you know, she didn't bring me any information. And had she brought me some information, that would have been perfect. Would you agree, Rachel?
Yeah, I would. I think it would have changed the whole play.
I do too. All right, what's the next one?
Let's see. We have the UNCW. Anybody on this play on the call?
I am. LaRonda's here.
Hey, Rhonda.
Hi.
Okay. All right, I'm going to let it play through twice, and then you tell us your thoughts.
Well, first is a transition play. So in transition, all defenders are secondary defenders. So they would need to be established outside of the RA. when I'm watching in real speed, I see that the defender did establish outside of the RA. And it kind of looks like she, at the last minute, moves like to her left to make sure that contact is created with the offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, I would say that it should have been a block instead of an offensive foul because she moved to make sure that contact happens. She didn't let that offensive player over. So that was my position on the play. Like looking at it, seeing that it looks like at the last minute she like moved her shoulder to the left to make sure that contact occurs. I felt that should have been a block.
Okay. So, do you think the right official made the call?
I'm gonna say no. I think that C is a little too high up. I believe like now in transition plays when it's on the C side, the C should have it. I still feel that maybe he's a little too high on this play.
Okay.
I don't know if the lead had a look or if the lead could have came in and gave help if he had anything there.
All right, but it's not okay, so what, all right, so you brought up 2 good points, well, 2 points. So what, if anything, what type of help could the lead have given the center on that call?
Where the feet were?
Yes.
But he called an offensive foul.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't think that there's
anything to do with the RA.
Mm-mm.
Right. So I mean, okay, so LaRonda, you're the lead on this play, and Jen, you're the center. LaRonda, tell me what you're gonna say to Jen on that play.
If I'm the lead, the only thing I can come in with is if she's in or out.
Okay, agreed. You have her out, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what can you come out with now? You already have her out.
Okay.
So what else can you come to her and say?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing. Not a doggone thing. So now let's look at, you said the center was a little high. Okay? So he probably felt that he was in position to referee that defender.
Okay.
All right? Let's go slow, Jen. Because there are times when the pack beats us and we have to pull up, right?
Correct.
Okay. So at this point right here, stop. At this point right here, what is the lead looking at?
I'm going to be looking at that defender that's right there by the arc.
Okay. All right. Do you think the center has a good look at the play right now?
It's pretty open, yes.
All right. Go a little bit further. Stop. What about now?
Yellow 15, I'm not sure if she's in his way.
All right. Does the lead still have a good look at it?
Yes.
All right. Now, here comes the most important part. Which way is that play going?
It's going away from the center into the lead.
Exactly. So now 9 times out of 10, if the play goes away from you,
you stay away.
Exactly. If it goes away, you stay away. Because in our system, when the play goes away from you, it's going into the lap of someone else. Because right now, the lead can see the defender's left knee is sticking out. The center can't see that. You understand what I'm saying?
I
All right.
that.
So now go a little bit further. Stop. Now look at the way look at the way the offense, look at where the offensive player is going, and look at where the defender is going.
Okay.
Did the offensive player go through the defender?
No.
No, made contact, and then the defender went her way. The offensive player kept going the way she was going. So in this, we can have, I don't know if everyone can see me. So now we have, okay, so we have contact like this, right? So anytime we have contact here, it's a foul. Contact here, it's a foul. Contact here, it's play on. You guys understand that?
Yes.
So
Yes.
do you think a no call fits on this? Or do you think it should
No.
be a block or an offensive foul?
Block.
I think it should be a block.
Think it should be a block?
Block.
Block?
I don't hate the no call.
You don't hate the no call.
No, I don't hate
Okay.
it.
All right. Okay. Well, by rule, you can go block. Because was she legally established? No. Did she move into the path of the shooter, the ball handler, dribbler?
Yes.
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 By rule, yes, you can go ahead and get that. So now, what is one reason why you would put a whistle on this play as opposed to a no call? What's one reason?
Body on the floor.
Bodies on the floor.
And the ball's involved, right?
Yes.
All right, we have to get away from that mentality. We have to get away from that because these girls nowadays, they flop so well. And if you put a whistle on every play, with bodies on the floor and the ball involved, you might be having some game interrupters.
So
I
let me
think
ask.
this play, in my opinion, I think this play was a play on. If I would have called anything, I would have called a block.
What do you think about looking? Go ahead, Kevin. One question for you.
Go ahead.
Looking at the defender, the one who ends up on the floor, her body language when she falls, it's butt first.
Yeah, she sat down.
Right. So no call can be, but she's anticipating that she's falling or a flop. If it's a straight back, then contact could be initiated by the offense, which can be an offensive foul. Correct? Incorrect?
No, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Try to
this player right here, she clearly sits down.
Yes.
She clearly sits down. And that's just where a patient whistle comes in, guys. All right? But, I mean, like I said, if you go block, by rule, you're defended. You are defended by rule. And until you see more and more of these plays, I would suggest go ahead and put a whistle on that and call it a block. Call it what it is until you get more comfortable with, understanding what contact you can and cannot let go. What is a game interrupter and what's not. Those are going to be the things that's going to separate you from the Division II level to Division I level, Division III to Division II, JUCO to Division III, high school and all of that stuff. Is your ability to see those plays and not put a whistle on it.
And I would also add, thinking of the impact of your whistle. So what's the impact of him calling an offensive foul? You can't really see at what point in the game is, but maybe she already has 3 fouls and that's their best player. So if it's something that that they can play through and they play through, let's say it's 3 quarters, No call. Okay, anything else for this play?
I don't know, but I'm a little bit confused.
Why?
What you confused about, man?
I want to make sure that when a ball handler dribbler is going to the basket and putting up a shot, that the defender, you're telling me that the defender who makes contact with the ball handler dribbler going up for a shot, I have to determine whether or not that hit or whatever it is by the defender does not affect the rhythm, our RSVQs played to that on that ball handler dribbler on that shot. So you're saying have a patient crystal, let the ball go up, determine whether or not she flopped or whatever, there wasn't enough contact on that play to keep the ball handler dribbler, the offensive player, from making a basket.
You just okay.
Am I
You
reading
have
too
to
much
make
into it?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's okay though. Take your glasses off. You won't see it so well. What it is on you have to determine if there is contact, if it's illegal.
Right. Okay.
Is that illegal contact? Especially that contact right there, in my opinion. Because the defender takes herself out of the play, does it really mess with that shooter's her habitual shooting motion?
Okay. All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got it. Yeah, I got you.
Because she's gonna try to flop, and you guys are gonna get fooled a lot. And I guarantee you, he didn't like this play call once we saw it in the locker room. He didn't like it. His exact words was, "Ah, shit, she fooled me." All right. Do we have any more?
Nope, that's it. Now it's the Notre Dame layer play that we're talking about monitor issues.
Okay. So, with the monitor, ladies and gentlemen, now we're just talking about going to the monitor right now. All right. We're not gonna break. Okay. Let's just include it. What are the reasons why we can go to the monitor? Mario, give me a reason why we can go to the monitor.
We can go to the monitor for intentional fouls.
Okay, just give me one. Nicole, we can go to the monitor for what?
Find a fouler.
Find a fouler. Okay. LaRonda, we can go to the monitor for what?
To see if a defender is inside or outside of the arc.
Okay, when can we do that though?
If we have a block charge play, if we have one official
What?
calling the block and another official calling the charge,
Right? Is there a specific time during the game when we can do
there's
that?
a help call, if a specific time of the game.
Yeah.
Last 2 minutes of the game or extra period.
Okay. So we got to know when we can go. All right. Anything scoring and timing. Anything scoring and timing. Let's say we need to find out if the clock doesn't properly start, we can go to the monitor and get the proper time. If the clock keeps going, shot clock violations. When can we go for a shot clock violation though?
Successful basket.
Only on a successful basket. All right. So now we also have another one. We can go to the monitor. A new rule this year. This is we'll call this the Kevin Dillard rule. When can we go to the monitor? We can go to the monitor now to see if we have a shot clock violation and a foul we can go to the monitor to see if the foul happened before the violation.
You had that?
Yeah.
Good for you.
South Carolina, Florida State. Yes, baby, that's me.
Oh, that's a
All
good
right.
game. That's a good game. Good job.
All right, we can go for that. Now, those are the things we have to go. We shall go for those things. Correct?
There's one more.
What's the other one?
Violations. Out of bounds in the last 2 minutes.
We can go with that. If it involves
2 or more players.
2 or more players from the 2 or more opposing players.
Correct, yes.
Correct?
Yep.
All right. What about when the coaches ask you to go?
Alternate possession.
A coach can go for alternate possession. What else can a coach go for?
Ask us to review for a possible intentional foul.
Okay. Something unobserved, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now let's say we go and what they're asking for is not there. What's the penalty?
Timeout.
They are charged with a timeout, correct. So now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, we get paid to observe things. We get paid to watch things. All right? So if we heighten our awareness and we officiate as if the monitor does not exist, then we will be okay.
Mhm.
But the monitor is our friend. So if we need to go to the monitor, if something in your gut is telling you to go to the monitor, go to the monitor. If you don't know how a player's nose ended up by her ear, go to the monitor. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys?
Mhm.
If a coach asks you to go, just go. If you're not sure if it's a 3-point shot or a 2-point shot and it's that close, just go. You will not hurt anyone by taking 30 seconds to go, as opposed to not taking that 30 seconds and it's a 2-point goal that you scored as a 3, and the team that was scored against loses by 1. You will never hear the end of that, and you might start losing games because of it. All right.
So when
So
Kevin
now
asks, hold on, Kevin.
Go
Hold
ahead.
on. So when Kevin's saying go to the monitor, remember there are time periods where we are able to go and we have to go, or else we can't go at all. And they're different when it's timing, scoring, when it happens when the clock is running, when the clock is stopped. So make sure that we're understanding when we are able to go. Go ahead.
All right. Are there any questions on when we can and cannot go? And my suggestion is, as soon as it hits you, stop it. So if there's a play to the basket and there's a dead ball and you see a player walking off the court holding her face, kill it right there. Kill it right there. Hey. And then just go talk to your partners. What I do is I just ask a question. Hey, Jen, do you know how she went to the floor? Jen might say, no, I really don't know. Okay, well, she's holding her jaw. Let's go take a look at it.
If I can tell you a story, we may not have to go. If I cannot tell you a story, we're going.
Exactly. You know, and even if you have a foul call, you observe a foul, but you want to look at it a little bit further because you might want to upgrade. Hit your whistle, call the fouls, and say, hey, I want to look at that. All right. Now, once we've decided that we're going to go to the monitor, what's the first thing that we do, Nicole?
We have to know what the
Hello?
call is. We have to know what the call is. If we have a call on the floor.
Sorry, I was muted. So yeah,
Okay.
you have to know what the call is on the floor, and then the referee. We probably should separate the teams. The The referee should go with one person and then the other official stand a couple of steps back and just be ready when they're called to go to the monitor.
Okay, so, all right. We may have skipped a step. We still have to talk to one another on the floor. All right? So we still have to talk to one another on the floor. So if I have a foul call and I'm working with you and Mario, you know, we're going to get together and we're going to be like, okay, look, this is what's happening. This is the call on the floor. All right? So the call on the floor is a foul on 14 white. We're going to go and look to make sure that we, you know, there's nothing unsporting or, you know, just to look at the severity of it. Correct?
Correct.
So now, once we have met, now that's when we break off and we go and we inform the coaches. We inform both coaches. Do we inform them together or separately?
Separately.
Separately.
Separately. All right. So we inform them separately what we're going to look for. And then once we get to the monitor, that's when we take care of our business. All right? We go there with an open mind and we review the play. Everyone, make sure you have an opinion on that play. Even if you disagree. If you don't think that should be upgraded and your referee is saying, yeah, I'm upgrading that, and you don't agree with that, let it be known that you don't agree. All right? So then, after we break away, after we've come to our decision, then what do we do after that, Tina Brown?
Repeat that last part for me, please, real quick.
I said after we talk to the coaches separately, we've looked at the monitor, all three officials have looked at the monitor, and we've come to the conclusions that, yes, we're going to upgrade. What do we do after that?
We bring both coaches in and tell them about our decision.
Bring a witness.
Okay. Well, okay, here's the thing though. Let's not skip another step.
Notify the
We
table.
all have to get together again.
Oh, okay.
Because now we have to decide, all right, we're going to upgrade this. So how are we going to resume play? How are we going to resume play? So, okay, yes, we have a disqualifying foul on blue 14. So what are we going to do? White's going to shoot, and White's going to get the ball where?
Division line.
At the division line.
Table. Yep.
Right. So who can shoot?
Anybody.
Anyone can shoot. So when we go to the coaches, we bring them both together, and we say, hey, coaches, look, this is our decision. We give them the decision. We tell them exactly what's going to happen. Tell them exactly what's going to happen. The referee will probably do all the talking, and we'll have one referee there as a witness to make sure that we're saying to the coaches exactly what we said in the meeting. All right? Now, when you speak to these coaches concerning that, make sure you keep your language per the book, per the rule. Because that's what they're going to understand. Now, understand, one coach is going to be happy, the other one's not. The other coach is going to be pissed.
Hey, Kevin, is there any situation where you would discuss your findings separately? Meaning one coach and then the other coach?
Only if the coaches are volatile with one another. But for the most part, you would try to bring them close together, and have one meeting. So that way, Team A's coach can't say, well, you told me we were going to get the ball at the end line. And now you're getting at the division line. So you kind of want to bring them together. Most coaches are, there haven't been really too many situations where you have to do it separately. But if that arises, then make sure you have your witness with you on both occasions. Okay.
If you've gone to the meeting already, or if not, they do a breakout session on replay protocol. And there's also a handout on the website.
All right, cool. So this is what we're gonna do. The crew is going to be Keena Brown, Rachel, and let's go with LaRonda.
Girlfriend.
Girl power.
And then Nicole, you can be the alternate. No, and then the second crew is gonna be Nicole, Mario, and Jen, you can go.
Okay.
So the first crew, Rachel, Keena, and LaRonda. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Well, I remember that play.
I don't see the play. Are you playing a play right now?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
see
it's skipping for me.
Well, let me try again.
Oh,
How's that? You want me to play it again?
Sure, go for it. It's skipping a little bit, but go ahead.
It keeps skipping.
mine too.
Okay, I'm gonna play it one more time and slow and tell me if it skips.
You want us to talk about the minor review or the call, or what are we discussing?
The whole play. What are we gonna do with this? The whole
Okay.
play.
You guys want me to play it again?
Yeah. I mean, I do.
All right, from that point right there, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna make sure the players are safe. Clear them out. You know, create space first. Eyes on everybody.
Okay.
And I think the two officials that like busted in between them was good, but I think it would have been good for us to also have a third official just kind of stay back and recognize that the lead in the center were right in there. Not that there's anything going on
Okay.
right now, but you never know.
Mhm.
All right. So now
So
we've gotten in there, we've spread them out. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. Eyes on everybody. Let's make sure everybody's safe and cleared out first and foremost.
Okie dokie.
Do we assume everybody's back now since everybody's Who's the calling official?
It's Kevin.
The lead was the calling official.
Lead.
Which one is that in the crew? What?
LaRonda, you can be the calling official.
Okay.
Okay. Well, based
Go ahead,
on
roll it.
the little scrum, based on the little scrum that we had on the floor, I would come to my crew and say, I want to go look at that.
Okay. Let's look at it.
All right. What are we looking for?
So there was some kicking. It keeps skipping, but it looks like it's kicking between. So we have a common foul. Looks like on black 25. I think that's a number. And then once they both hit the floor, there was some kicking between 24 white and I think 25 black. So we want to go and see if that's something that we're going to upgrade to an intentional. I think that's the term for this year. And then how we're going to adjudicate the rules for those penalties.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Rachel, what are we gonna do next?
We're going to separate the players to the benches, and we're going to come together as a crew, make sure everybody knows where they're at, what we've got, what we're going to look for. The referee and whoever they pre-gamed.
LaRonda.
Yeah, LaRonda. And whoever she pre-gamed was going to go to the table, whether it be the calling official or you one. We'll go and look at the play. And then if we need to bring in the other person, we will do so, which on this kind of a play, I would assume that we would bring in all three. And then we'll come together and discuss what each person has, the referee being the last person to share their opinion.
Okay. So that's really good, but we forgot to tell the coaches what we were going to look for before we went to the monitor.
Damn.
We're going to tell Muffet we're going to look for a new dress for her.
Girl preach. Let's go.
That's Saint
Somebody
John.
tell her.
Hey, look, that's St. John. What are you talking about?
Somebody tell her.
Hey,
National
that's St.
television.
John.
That's some damn truth. That's all right.
National television. Come on, Muffet.
Right.
Oh, hey, that's a $1,700 suit she had on.
That is not a suit. I wear that dress in my JUCO games. Not wear that on national television.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
That's funny.
Good. No, it's good.
That's funny. All right, so we've already let the coaches know. We went to the monitor. All right, so we decided not to upgrade. So now what are we going to do?
Shoot the shooting fouls.
Let the coaches know.
Let the coaches know.
Yeah, tell the coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Tell the coaches and the TV talent if we have it.
So a ref,
Exactly.
a witness.
You don't tell the TV talent until the end of everything.
Yeah, they're last. Correct. They're last.
Mhm.
They're last. Here it is. They're going to already say what they think you're going to do anyway.
Yes.
They've already said what you're going to do. So when you tell them last, you're just going to, just kind of include them. You guys understand?
Yes.
All right, so here's the thing, and I guess I can talk about this because I was on this play. With this play here, so we did have a common foul. We had a common foul up front. It was a blocking foul. And then then the two bodies went to the floor, and then there was a lot of kicking. So we went to the monitor to make sure that that there was no contact with the kicking. All right, because that can be deemed as something unsportsmanlike, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
but you don't have to make contact for it to be. I thought it was like intent.
Right, it has to be intent. But what we deemed on this was that it looked a lot worse than it was. So slow it down when you get to the leg fest. Okay, stop.
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Okay. All right, now stop right there. So now what you have is 24 white who falls over 11 black. So now 24 white is swinging her legs over 11 black. 11 black grabs 24's legs so that she doesn't kick her. 24 is flailing, bitch, let go of my leg. That's exactly what she said. Bitch, let go of my leg. Number 11 responds, I ain't got your fucking leg. Don't kick me. Right, girls. And so that's why it looked like there was a lot going on, but it was really 24 swinging her legs and 11 black protecting herself not to get kicked. So that's why we came out of this with nothing.
I
You guys
agree. I
understand
think if you're going to kick somebody out for that, it needs to be blamed. I mean, it's obviously the third quarter. It's 3-point ball game. One of the best players is like, you better be damn sure you're kicking her out for sure. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to guess.
Exactly. But it's just very, very important that we have all of those components when we go to the monitor. We have to make sure that we communicate everything. We cannot skip a step when we go to the monitor. If there is something, if it's something bubbling in your gut that you just don't feel good about, man, say something, please. This monitor has helped a lot of bad officials become good, and it's helped a lot of good officials become bad. Just because they don't communicate right. So there's protocol for a reason. So let's just make sure that we follow the protocol. Does anyone have any questions about monitor review with layer plays and how to get to the monitor? No questions? No comments? No concerns?
I do have a comment.
Uh-oh.
I haven't been to the monitor a lot, but during that breakout session, and if you haven't been to the monitor a lot, it's good to let your partners know that. So if you have a chance to go, they can help and walk you through that. And also in that breakout session, they talk a lot about knowing your partner's strengths and weaknesses. If they've been to the monitor, actually how to use this of that nature too. Because not everyone's on that level at that game, you know, at the monitor.
And I will say, if you have games like you're going from Division 3 to Division 2, where a lot of your games you don't have monitor, is just a pregame app. Okay, we can do this, and we have it for this. And just like if you're going from high school to college, is just have the conversation before you even go out on the floor. Anybody got anything else? Questions? Anybody who hasn't been to the monitor and have a question, comment?
No, I guess you're good, Jen. All right, let's hit some of these questions. Okay, first of all, with housekeeping, guys, since I got on the call late, I do apologize. But I don't know how many of you guys have received your entire schedules, but the season is like 3 weeks away. The season is only like 3 weeks away. So it's very important that you guys keep your close date sheets, your close date calendars updated. Make sure you accept or reject your games right away because, you know, a lot of people are working and a lot of people are contracted in different places, so there are going to be some kickbacks. So make sure you're in a position to accept those, and don't be the one that the supervisor is talking about. Hey, I need you to close your close dates, you know, because I tried to give you games and you couldn't work. Let's not be that person. How many of you have received your books, your rule books?
No,
You
I
got
haven't.
yours?
Nope.
I don't have mine.
No, I went to Office Max and had them print them out and put them in a binder.
How much does that cost?
It cost me $20 a book.
Ooh-wee. Can I borrow $20?
And then I notified the office, and they said it was a printing issue, and they should have them out soon.
They couldn't give me a date, and they're not going to extend the date of the test either because there's a PDF online. So.
Yep.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It is what it is, guys. All right. All right, Jen, you got your test?
I do.
I'm driving, so I can't read and drive at the same time.
What question did we end on? 25. Oh,
25.
where is 25? Okay.
All right, let's go. Tina, what's 26? Or 25?
25.
Well, we did 25. We're on
We
26.
did 25.
We did 25, 26.
Stopped at 30.
Oh, okay.
You stopped at 30, 31, 32.
Does
You're on
anyone
the
not
wrong
have?
call, Mario. That's the other call, Mario. That's not this one. Oh, you can call me a jerk. I know. I'm sorry.
No, man, you my guy, man.
Not you, Nicole. Don't you call me a jerk.
Never.
Okay.
All right, 26.
All right, let's go.
26. Tina.
26 is A. Rule 4.13, Article 2-D.
A player is ejected when she has assessed one technical foul and one intentional foul. Yes, that is correct. Okay, 27. Aaron.
I don't have my test with me. Sorry.
Okay. You want to try it if I read it to you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Any logo or flag located on the front or back shoulder panel of the game jersey must fit inside a four-sided geometric shape whose area does not exceed 2 1/4 square inches. Is this correct?
Yes.
Accurate. That is correct. Rule 125.2, 122.7. Okay, Donna, 28.
A1 scores. Wait a minute. A1 scores. B1 grabs the ball and steps out of bounds. Team A requests a timeout before the official starts the 5-second throw-in count. The official grants the timeout. Is this correct? B, no.
Why not?
Because once B1 has the ball, it's at their disposal, so A can't be granted a timeout.
What is 2 keywords with that? So what is the team or the player have when the thrower in has the ball at her disposal?
Possession.
Team control. Control.
Right.
Control. So, okay. 5. Are you laughing, Kevin?
Yeah, the 2 key words were once and the. Never mind, go ahead.
Oh, stop it. 29. Nicole.
Any institutional logo on the game shorts must fit within a four-sided geometric shape whose area does not exceed 2 1/4 square inches. Is this correct? And if so, which penalty is correct? I put yes and there's no penalty.
Okay, so that's B.
Yeah.
Do you have a rule reference?
No, I have a handout that was on the website that I took to the meeting.
Okay.
The uniform guidelines kind of is a visual, which kind of helps. So if you haven't downloaded that, I can email it to the group too, all of them.
That would be great. As for a rule reference, I have 125 and then 10.12.2. Okay. Rachel, 30.
Substitute A6 is at the scorer's table when an altercation breaks out on the playing court. A6 enters the playing court but does not participate in the altercation. The official shall. The answer is C. Assess A6 with a disqualifying foul. AR 345.
Okay. Anybody
So,
disagree?
okay. Nope. So why is she assessed a disqualifying foul?
Because she's not a player on the court. She's still bench personnel until she is summoned onto the court.
Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Let's
Yes!
go, Dr. Brown.
Let's go!
Yes! Be somebody.
Let's go, Ray Ray.
Shoot, girl.
No, that's absolutely right. All right, what's the next one? Mario, do the next.
31. I have B, does not permit team B to advance the ball.
What's the question, though?
A1 scores with 56.9 seconds remaining in the fourth period. Team B's head coach is yelling for a timeout, which is not acknowledged by the official until after the B1's throw in. B2. The official grants time, and B does not permit B to advance the ball. 56.9 seconds is the, well, you need 59.9 for advancement of the ball. So that's, but the one advance ball before timeout.
Okay. Okay, so now here's a lesson in game awareness. If we know that, under 1 minute, under 59.9 in our game, things change. All right, there's some things that are allowed to happen. So we have to be aware of that, especially in a tight game. Take 1 second and look at the coaches. Take 1 second. I mean, we've all played basketball at some point in our lives. And you know that if you're down by 2, if you're tied up and the other team scores and you have the option of advancing, most coaches are going to want to take that option. So make sure you give them your eye, give them your ear. Just be aware of where you are in the game. Because that call, not acknowledging that timeout, I guarantee you're going to have to warn a coach when you tell him that I didn't acknowledge it and no, you can't advance. You understand what I'm saying, guys?
Proactive officiating.
That's all. Just knowing where you are in the game and knowing what's allowed will get you out of trouble a lot of times. Because if you don't acknowledge the right coach at the right time and you tell that man he can't advance, yeah, you're going to have to warn him. And then you're probably going to have to tech him because he's going to tell you, I don't give a damn about a fucking warning. I'm just telling you, sorry about that. But they talk like that. To me, they do. I don't know.
No, they
Maybe to y'all, they don't.
They talk that way to everybody.
Okay, well, I don't feel special anymore, but okay.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I've never heard that shit.
Rhonda, what's the next one?
Hey, Kev, before we move on, can I bring us back to 29? What was the,
Sure.
What did we have on that?
We were given B.
No penalty.
So, may I disagree?
Sure.
So I had C due to Rule 10(2)(c)(3). This is not correct because there are no size restrictions on institutional logos on game shorts. Just the jersey.
I found it in the handout, and it does say one conference logo permitted may not exceed 2 1/4 square inches in that area.
On the game shorts? Or on the game jersey?
This says game shorts.
Does it say game shorts?
It says it in this game short thing right here. And then it says the same thing in the game jersey.
Oh. Okay.
So maybe that was a gag handout.
All right, my bad.
All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry, guys.
It says shorts in section 25 of Rule 1.
Okay. So are we good on that one?
Yeah, my bad. Yep.
No, you're good. That's a good
I appreciate
question.
it.
Make us think.
You're not wrong, Rachel. You're just challenging us.
Well, I accept then.
All right, what's the next one, y'all?
Stacy, do you want to do 32? Hold on, girl. You're not unmuted. Rachel, can you unmute her?
Oh, that's okay. I put my glasses on, but then I forgot to unmute.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
Apparently, I can't multitask. With the shot clock off and 28 seconds remaining in the third period, Team A inbounds the ball into their backcourt, and the ball remains in their backcourt. The trail official calls a 10-second violation. However, the game clock shows 19 seconds. So I have D. This is a 10-second violation because we can use our own count when the shot clock is off. And I have AR 246.
Is it that we can or that we have to?
Well, you'd have to.
Yep.
So does it read you have to or does it read you shall?
Let me see. Well, so it reads, the correctable error rule does not provide for the correction of an error made in the official's counting of seconds. So it says it's a violation. Let's see. So what was your question then, Kevin? Are you asking if it was mandatory that we do that?
No, I just said does it read that we can use our own count or we shall use our own count? You will probably find that more in the manual as opposed to in the rule. Because that's a mechanic that we when there is less than the shot clock available, because we use the shot clock for our 10-second count, correct?
Yeah.
Right, and when the shot clock is less than 30 seconds, shot clock is off. How do we monitor our 10-second count?
Well, you'd have to, right. So I guess that's why I asked if you're asking about it.
Exactly, because we shall count visibly with our arm.
When it's off.
Exactly. So that would be a shot clock violation.
Okay. 33. Let's go, Donna. You're up.
There are 45.7 seconds remaining in the fourth period when A1, who is located in her front court, attempts a try which is blocked by B1. The ball bounces into Team A's backcourt and is recovered by A4, who immediately requests a timeout. There are 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Team A's head coach wishes to advance the ball to the 28-foot throw-in spot opposite the table. The officials inform the head coach that I have A, Team A is permitted to advance the ball to the 28-foot throw-in spot opposite the table, and the shot clock is not reset. I have Rule 5, Section 14. No. It's permitted to advance the ball in the shot clock.
What you have, Keena?
At A, because they never had actually got team control for it to reset to 30 seconds. I mean, to actually, yeah, to 30. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't
All right.
reset.
It doesn't reset.
Right.
What do you have? What do you have, Keena?
I have A, and then I have the rebounder definition, 4.2 for Article 1. So I do have A as well.
You just have a different rule citing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does anyone disagree with it being A? All right, moving on.
Dave, do you want to take 34?
Sure. Warren catches the ball and then attempts to prevent a live ball from going. Throws the ball to the floor as the momentum goes out of bounds. He returns to the playing court and continues to dribble. This is a little play, A.
Okay.
Anybody have anything different than A? This is a legal play. Rule reference I have is 931 and AR 167. Okay, Kevin, you're gonna have this one. I'll read it to you.
Okay.
With 7:28 remaining in the first period and the shot clock winding down, A1 releases a try near the three-point line as the shot clock horn sounds. The ball enters the basket and the official sounds the whistle during the dead ball period to review whether the try was released in time. Using the available courtside monitor, the officials determine that the try was released prior to the shot clock period ends. At this time, may the officials use the courtside monitor to also review whether the goal is worth 2 or 3 points. A yes, B no.
Yeah, they can look for all. They can look for all of it.
Yep. Anyone disagree?
Yeah, they can look for all of it. I don't have the rule citing. Sorry, guys. But it's under monitor review.
Rule 11.
11.2.1B.
Say that one more time, Keena.
11.2.1B is in basketball.
I'm so glad you didn't say B as in boy.
AR 354. AR 354 has the exact verbiage.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, y'all, we got 3 minutes. We got to get out of here because we got some East Coast people that are sleepy.
Yeah, Central Time too.
Yep, Mario, take 36.
Yeah.
and then Nicole, you can do the last one.
The score is tied with 6.1 seconds remaining in the fourth period when A1's unsuccessful try is rebounded by B1, who dribbles twice, then requests and is granted a timeout. Team B's coach wishes to advance the ball and is informed by the official that since B1 dribbled prior to the timeout, the advancing the ball is not permitted. The game clock shows 2.1 seconds, and the officials use the available courtside monitor to determine whether a timing mistake occurred. Replay determines that the official signaled to stop the clock for the timeout with 3.1 seconds on the game clock, and before any dribble by B1 occurred. The officials rule the game clock to be set to 3.1 seconds, and they permit Team B to advance the ball. This is correct. I have no, and I have rule 514. I don't even know what I got there from.
So I would add 514 to A.
Right, yeah, 513.
Anybody disagree? Okay, Nicole, you're up. 37.
When the team advancing The ball fails to notify the officials from which side of the playing court they wish to make the throw-in before the timeout is reported to the scorer. The throw-in will be made from the 20-foot mark to the side. Is this correct? Yes.
That was too easy. Take 38.
Right.
Told to take 37.
No, you take us to 40 then. How about that? If they're all, I mean, that was a softball.
38's pretty easy. 39's a little bit more in depth.
All right, so take 38 and finish up with 39, Nicole.
I'm taking 3 in a row.
Yeah, you can do that.
Thank you.
They're all in your primary.
Technical fouls may be contact or non-contact fouls. I don't know.
Correct.
Correct.
10, 12, 1.
That was a lob.
Mm.
Good things happen to good people. I don't know about 39. I didn't get through this, but I can read through it and see how
I'll help you. I'll help you out, girl. I'll help you.
All right, let's work it out.
There are 34.2 seconds remaining in the first extra period when behind the play, B1 commits an intentional foul against A1. A2 dribbles from her backcourt into her front court and scores. B2 takes the ball out of bounds to make the ensuing throw-in, and after releasing the ball, A4 intentionally strikes the ball with her foot. The officials rule a kickball violation. The officials award the ball to Team B for a throw-in. The officials now decide to use available courtside monitor to review for the unobserved intentional foul. Is this correct?
I'm going to say yes.
I was just going to say yes.
See? Look at that.
I'm gonna say no.
Kena, what do you say?
Let me get my mute off. I have 39. I have yes. Article 349.
LaRonda, what do you say?
39, I have yes. I have Rule 510 2E and Article 374.
I also have 11, 2D, 2B.
Would it be correct in saying now that the officials award the ball to TV for throw-in? The officials now decide to use the courtside monitor. I guess the next question would be, what would happen if they couldn't use the courtside monitor? So if the ball was at the disposal of the throw-in, can they still go to the courtside monitor?
Exactly.
Well, it has to be before the second dead ball.
Here's the thing: is the clock properly started? Is the clock right now in this dead ball? Is the clock running?
No.
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 So they would have to do it before the ball is properly touched and the clock properly starts.
It's not properly started because it's kickball violation of a throw-in.
Wait. I need my test because I had this written down. So we have a score, right?
We have an intentional foul.
Intentional foul. Clock is still running, but it's unobserved.
Right, and then they dribble from the back court to the front court and score. Yes.
And then, when does the clock stop?
Well, we're under a minute, so it's
Kickball.
But we're under a minute though, right?
So it stops as the score.
So it stops after the score. So we need to kill it after the score.
Correct.
Because the clock, it's before the clock properly starts. So we need to kill it because we have to go right away because our window is very tight. So under a minute, actually under 2 minutes, we have to go right away for everything, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to go right away. So you can't go for that unobserved. We're out of our window.
So the answer is no.
Yes, but I'm gonna double check and I'll email you guys when I get to my test.
You're correct. It is no, 100%.
I will. All right, guys, it's 8:34, 9:34 in some parts, 6:34 in other parts. Thank you guys for joining us again. You know, and next time we meet, we will probably go over more of the test and just talk some common sense stuff next week. We'll still get into some of the rules, but I like the fact when we can just have an open dialogue and everybody gets included. Everyone has something to say. Hopefully you all are learning something. Hopefully we're all getting better and as the season gets closer. So
I will say, guys, hold on.
Go ahead.
One thing. So if there is something that you guys want to talk about as a topic, whether it's a rule or a mechanic or something else, just email me or Kevin, and we're happy to have that conversation. Just because we think it's important doesn't mean that there's something else that may be important to you. Go ahead, Kevin.
All right. So I tell you what, this is what we'll do. So I really want to have 2 conference calls next week. I would like to do one on Monday if we could. Jen and I will talk about it and you guys will get the email. But I would like to have 2. And let's see. Mario, you and LaRonda get together and you guys figure out what our topic is going to be next week.
Okay.
All right. So email Jen and let us know what the topic is, and then we'll forward all of that to everyone else. All right. And if you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, man, please feel free to voice those if you don't mind. All right. And I'm very happy to see all of you guys, and I appreciate you signing on. So let's see. Dr. Keena Brown.
Yes.
Give us something good to go into the weekend with, please, lady.
Be yourself, because everyone else is taken.
Go ahead.
You are a thief.
I'm in education all day, so I got all stuff coming at me.
You are a thief.
At me all day. Let's go.
All right, well said, guys. Hey, thank you for joining. And like Keena said, be yourself, because everyone else is taken.
Let's go.
All right, see you guys later.
All right.
All right.
Night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night. Good night, Joe Foster.
Good night, bro. I'm driving, man.
That's all right. Good night. Be careful.